it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from the worlds of Kill Team and the 41st Millennium. Yes, we are back once more with, well, in this case, Tyranids. Yes, we have the all-new Red Terror. Here he is, sent to me early by Games Workshop as part of the new Terror on Devlan box. And a massive thank you goes to them for doing that, because this is an absolutely gorgeous Tyranid. This is one of the few that I really like. So, we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting him in just a second. But before we do that, he has been primed in Wraithbone. And the colour we're going to be using first is not a contrast paint. It is, in fact, a base paint. It is Bugman's Glow. It's going to seem a little bit weird, but this is going to be one of those things where you sort of just trust the process a little bit. So, we're going to start with this Bugman's Glow, and we're going to apply this over top of a couple of key areas that actually aren't all that key, but it is a very different sort of reddish colour to the other two reddish colours that we have on the model. So we're going to be applying it over this little section here, like that sort of thing. We're going to be applying it over the top of this little section here, like that sort of thing. We'll come back and finish that a little bit later, but what we're also going to do is we're going to apply this Bugman's Glow over the top of all of the elbows and the little gaps in the arms. So with that all done, whilst we're waiting for it to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Sigvald Burgundy and we're going to apply this over top of the Moor. Come in here, up to around about there, like so. I'm just going to apply this over the top. I'm going to hit the teeth as well. We just want to avoid this bit of carapace at the end here. So with that all done, we are now going to take some Baal Red. We're going to apply this over, well, almost all of our remaining details. So we're going to be applying this over top of any carapace, any remaining flesh, but the only thing we're going to be avoiding for now is the spikes and stuff. And I'm just going to start here on the tail, and then just start working my way around the body, following the tail. So we're going to go all the way down like this. There's a little spike there which we want to avoid. But if we do get this Baal Red on there, not the end of the world, because we can just neaten it back up with some Wraithbone. Oh boy, that's a lot of red. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to start shading it and like pulling the colour down basically. And the colour we're going to be using for that is a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Cygor Brown. And we're going to be applying this over top of all of the darkest parts of the model. So, it's going to be the smooth flesh, all of this stuff, and it's going to be the smooth flesh on the arms up to the elbows. So we're going to be excluding like basically the biceps, for lack of a better word. So we're just going to once again start up here on the tail, and we're going to apply this over the top. So with that Cygor Brown all applied, what we're then going to do is we're going to take a roughly 2 parts Flesh Tearers Red to 1 part Lahmian Medium mix. We're going to apply this over top of all of the kind of underside armor and flesh. We're just avoiding the big plates on the top for now. And whilst we wait for all that to dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take a roughly 2 parts Blood Angels Red to 1 part Lahmian Medium mix, and we're going to apply this over top of the outer plates. With that all done, we are now going to take some Carroburg Crimson. We're going to apply this over top of all our Bugman's Glow. And we're going to apply this over top of the Sigvald Burgundy as well. And we're also going to apply this over top of the sort of fleshy bits on the underside we just did with Flesh Tearers Red. With that Carroburg Crimson all applied, we are then going to take some Agrax Earthshade. And we're going to use this over the top of our outer plates to just take the red edge off them just a little bit. Just putting in a little bit of brown. So with that all done, we're now going to start correcting and sort of actually just highlighting up a lot of this red, because it is, well, the main colour of the piece. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take some thinned down Vorbak Red, and we're going to use this to effectively do quite a large edge highlight on the tail and the darkest brown flesh. So we're just going to apply this like so. So with that Vorbak Red all applied, whilst we wait for it to fully dry, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Wordbearer's Red, and we're going to thin it down just a little bit more than we would normally, sort of 3 or 4 parts water to 1 part paint. And we're going to use this to glaze the hardest parts of all the carapace. Next up, we're going to do the simplest part of this model, which is to take some Black Legion and apply this over top of the stinger. And with that all done, we are then going to take some Skeleton Horde, and we're going to apply this over top of all of the spikes, talons, claws, scattered around models. With all that skeleton horde applied, we are then going to take some Seraphim Sepia, and we're going to use this to shade all of that skeleton horde. So with all of that done, for the largest of our, what are they called? Spikes. So these two here on the side of the head, the two at the back here on the tail, and then the large scything talons. What we're going to do is we're going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Lahmian Medium and Cygor Brown. We're going to do a little bit of blending here. So we're going to start here, closest to the actual flesh and stuff, like this, and then we're going to wash the brush, touch off the water, then we're going to blend down the bone. So with that blending all done, believe it or not, this now means that the Red Terror is at what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. So it's time to take him to the next level, and we're going to do this by adding some highlights. So the first of these is going to be some thinned down Mephiston Red. I'm going to use this to highlight two key areas. So we're going to be using this to highlight the soft inner skin that we did with red, not with Bugman's Glow. Like that sort of thing. And we're also going to use this to highlight the hard outer carapace armor. So with all that Mephiston Red applied, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some Cadian Fleshtone. We're going to use this to pick out the sharpest little corners in all of the carapace armor. We don't need to do anything about the inner belly stuff. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take a teensy tiny little bit of Moot Green. I'm going to use this to pick out the eyeballs. So with our eyes now done, what we can do is we can take some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet, and we're going to use this to highlight the armor on the underside of the Red Terror. With that all done, we're then going to use another red. Yes, we're using some thinned down Khorne Red this time. And for our darkest areas of red. We're going to add some little highlights along the tail and the arms. So with that Khorne Red all applied, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Warpfiend Grey. I'm going to use this to highlight the maw. So with that all done, we are then going to take some thinned down Morghast Bone. I'm going to use this to pick out the teeth and highlight the talons. And so with that all done, there's just one last thing left to do on the Red Terror, which is to take some thinned down Flayed One Flesh, and over the top of where we all began, the Bugman's glow, I'm going to use this to add some little highlights just like we did on the inside of the flesh with the red. So with that all done, I thought we'd just do a little bit of work on the base together. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take some Guilliman Flesh, and we're going to apply this over top of all the Tyranid goop down here on the base of the statue. And with that all done, we then take some black Templar. We apply this over top of all the stonework. And with that all done, we are then going to take some Blood Angels Red, and we're going to apply this over top of the sort of carapacey bits of the goop. And with that all done, we take a little bit of Iyanden Yellow. We apply this over top of these sort of egg sacs. So with that all done, we are then going to take some Armageddon Dust. And we're going to apply this over top of all of the negative space all the way around the base. With all that Armageddon Dust applied, we are now going to shade all of the Armageddon Dust with some Agrax Earthshade. So with that all done, we are now going to finish off the painting by taking some Tyrant Skull. And we're going to dry brush this over the top of the entirety of the base. We'll add some tufts from Gamer's Grass and finish off the rim with some Black Legion. And there we have it with the base now complete. This is now my favourite Tyranid that they've released so far. It's just everything that I really want Tyranids to be. It's alien, it's different, it's hard to look at, it's scary, it's awesome, it's wonderful, it's beautiful. I love it. And what it is a real workshop in how much you can do some really cool stuff with contrast reds, just by sort of changing little things here and shading slightly differently and highlighting slightly differently as well, which is awesome. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.